Yeah. Okay, we're live.
Hi there, folks. Anahata Graceland here with Rural Frenchie Puppies and little Frenchies. And, it's so interesting to me. I've been a breeder over 50 years, as you all know. And I have been, in preparation for the show, right? I look over things and decide what I'm going to share about. And today I was thinking a lot about the culture in our homes with our animals, and thinking about all of the things that really are just ignorance, Like I remember hearing once that, don't bother training a dog after 7 seconds. When I grew up, this was the thought, right? And some of you may have been taught the same thing. You can't train a dog. You can't get after it after 7 seconds. Well, let me tell you, honey, they most certainly can be trained after 7 seconds. And if I say red in my room to a dog, no matter when it did something, it'll know that I'm getting after it and that it shouldn't have done what it did, right? And an interesting thing happens to me, and I don't know whether it's quite my age, being in my 70s now, but a very funny thing. I get so deeply compassionate before this show. I'm really shocked, quite frankly. It moves me so much to be doing this. And I thought today about when I was young, and I wanted to, I always was bringing dogs home. I mean, I'd find a dog and bring it home. My poor mother, bless her heart. And I was always breeding dogs from the time I was quite young. And I thought about all that ignorance and how much dogs go through because of our ignorance. And I'm not here to get after anybody. It's just a reality. We are two different species, okay? We really are. And people think of dog packs and you've got to be the head of your pack and you have to do this and that. And, it's so bizarre to me. The reality is we have to learn to communicate. That's the key. And you can't really learn communication with someone who doesn't know your language, right? Unless you become more intimate and interested in them. You have to actually look for what they're trying to say. You have to actually listen to the sounds and the variations in sounds and watch expressions. And you have to notice conditions and situations that you're in. And then you begin to pick up on, what is that person talking about? If they come from a different country, you don't know their language at all, but they do have expressions, they do have tones of voice, and you can start reading it. And the more intimate you become, the more you understand, even though you don't have the language, right? Well, dogs are no different. They're a different species. And so you do have some different genetics, instinctual behaviors that are going to happen for us and for them. It's not just them, okay? It's both of us. And people talk about packs and being the leader of the pack and how power is the most important thing. It's not. The leader of the pack is one who can establish the well-being of the whole pack, folks. That's what makes the leader of a pack. I think the greatest leadership training I've had in my entire life was from a Chihuahua named Momo and Lucy. And Lucy was the head of her pack. All bitches rule in the dog world, okay? And so she was the head of her pack. And I watched her for the first few years of her being in my life. I watched her move into leadership from a young little pup all the way into leadership. And I watched her afterwards become that leader that I wanted to be. And that may sound really funny, but I live with a lot of dogs and people and coming and going. And sometimes I was a crotchety old gal, okay? I can be a little bit tough sometimes. And Lucy was very rarely tough, but she was very clear. Lucy did the same thing every day. And like, for instance, in eating, when I would feed them, Lucy would eat and then she would stand back. And she would literally stand, I don't know, a good couple of pups behind. and she would watch them eat. She always left enough food, etc. The culture Lucy created with her pups was remarkable. It really and truly was. She was just became my best friend over many, many years. She lived to her late teens, and I'm very lucky to have known her in my lifetime, because it's these subtleties in life that humans sometimes lack. I certainly did. And Lucy gave me, she taught me to take care of myself first, so that I had enough energy and care to be able to give to those around me. She also helped me to learn behaviors that were important, and how being the head of the pack did not mean power. It didn't mean power at all. That was inherent in the role. What it meant was taking care of the whole and making sure the pack established itself well, was healthy, etc. So why am I talking about all that? I'm talking about it because in your home, you may have a few species. It may not just be dogs and humans, right? You may have a cat. So you have the cat species. And cats, for instance, like to be alone more often. They're more isolatory. They're not pack-oriented, and they're more territorial. So the reality is that we can establish a culture in our home, one that is of functionality, one that is of health and love and balance, just like Lucy did, just like I've learned to do here at Royal Frenchel. My entire proprietary method of developing the brains in young pups comes from excuse me, somebody just went in front of me, and it
Oh,
yeah, you got him up against the table, darling.
Sorry, sweetheart.
Oh,
I'm so
sweetheart,
sorry.
a little savvy. But anyway, so I've lost my place, darn it. Help me out.
The place in the pack is not about being the most powerful.
Oh, yeah. So
saying
it's about functionality. It's about the love and caring for everyone. And you have all these different species in your home, and you want to develop a culture. Culture is really about the experience of everybody learning the language of each other. When all beings in a space learn the language of each other, they also naturally start to flow in the interests that they share and that they have. And that creates a foundation for culture. That establishes a culture. So the more and more intimate and the more experiences that gather in a home with all our different species, the better that culture establishes itself. Now, if you think you're so different and the only thing that needs to learn in your home is your dog, you're going to be in trouble. I assure you. You certainly won't know the love and the power that I feel in my home, because, the more humble we get and the more we understand that everything has its own type of intelligence. And intelligence is not just IQ. Okay. Intelligence is, as everybody knows, like the big, word, emotional intelligence, but there's intelligence of all kinds. And to seek for that intelligence really gives you, really blesses your day, man. It just does. It makes you rich in a sensibility about your world, and you're more relaxed, you're less anxious. It's really a sweet world like that. So anyway, I should be telling you also a little bit about the book. Arturo's going to put the page up there real quick without getting Savannah caught on the table. I have a book called Prepared Pets coming out next week. I want to send it to you free in a PDF version. I have a few people that have requested it. I'm going to send it to you free until it comes out on Amazon. On Wednesday of next week, this offer will be over. But I wanted to give it to you free because people don't realize how pets are devastated during any kind of natural disaster, tornadoes, fires, floods, hurricanes, all these things. catch dogs, cats are living animals that live with us by surprise, because most people haven't planned for any kind of care for their dogs ahead of time. They haven't known how to do that. They haven't thought it through. And so oftentimes they get left. We had over between 70 and 100,000 dogs in Katrina that, and of course, I'm going to tell you that it was more than likely a lot more, because how many people actually report their dog gone, right? You know, let's say 100,000 dogs disappeared, okay, never to be with their homes again. Over 200,000 died. You're talking about over 300,000 dogs that disappeared or died in Katrina alone. Now we have hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, fires. We just saw the big fire in California. Nobody knows how many dogs are really gone. People don't report it often. So the numbers we have are very low compared to what's probably real. And what struck me was not many people think of this. And I want you to. If this book saves one dog, I've done my job. So let's hope it saves more than that. I unfortunately, the PDF does not have the very first chapter in it, which is kind of funny. And forgive me, I will send you the new one, but I'm going to go ahead and send it to you as is first, and then I'll update you when the new one comes in as well. And even after Wednesday, if we get it after Wednesday, I'll update you with it. But I wanted to give it to you free just for showing up, caring about your dog, and entering the discussion with me. Feel free to write anything below if you want me to talk about anything, share about anything. I'm going to have Arturo here talk a little bit in a moment about carry on with his discussion about food and nutrients for dogs, which are really, really important. But before we do that, I wanted to talk about my dog culture.
Can I just interrupt 1 second?
Sure.
So to get the copy of the prepared pets that she's offering, please you can send us an email from the Royal Frenchel website, or you can send us a direct message or just post your email address on the comments. But we want to keep your privacy, of course. If you want that, then you can direct message us or just go to royalfrenchel.com and send us a note, and we'll send it right over to you.
Yeah. The important thing is, and listen, you don't have to be the only one who gets it. Like, I'm perfectly fine with you sharing it. And it would be lovely when the book comes out if somebody wanted to buy it too. I mean, that would be very cool. Because I would love it to end up being published by a larger publisher one day, just to help save dogs. And I kept the price super low in Amazon as well. So if you end up telling anybody about it, that would be fun. But if you want to, suggest somebody else contact me for it, that's okay too. I wanted to tell you about my own culture. I've shared with you a couple of days about my my special thermos. I don't like carrying heavy things. I'm not good at that. I'm old and I have arthritis and I have a lot of dogs and a bag and all that good stuff that I travel with. But I carry this thing with me all the time, keep it in my car. It's a wonderful, wonderful tool. It has two bowls that screw on and are so easy to work with. One with food, one for water, and I can drink out of the top as well. So that's what I was just going to say. When my dogs see me lift this up in the car, because we're usually in the car when I do it, we've been out shopping or doing something, and I know that they're probably going to get a little dehydrated, and so will I, and I'm trying to make myself drink water and all that good stuff, right? And I'll pull this out, and the moment they see it, they know they're going to get a treat, because I have some little treats in one of the bowls. And then I drink, they drink, and we all feel proud of ourselves that we kept our hydration up, etc. So you can go to Amazon. It's 17% off right now, and would love to share it with you. Yeah. And also on Amazon for for this period of time and maybe even longer. You can also get a free copy of the PDF as well. So if you buy something on Amazon, you have to contact us again, and you'll get the book there too. All right. So yeah. So let me introduce Arturo to you. He's my right paw, we call him. He's worked with me for a long time, many, many years, probably 15, 16 years now. And he's going to talk to you a little bit about the food. And I went on a 2.25 year search for food. Oh, I need a puppy, please. I went on a 2.25 year search because I started, hi, sweet ducky. Hi there, Doug. This is Ducky Valentine.
Yeah, Ducky.
Anyway, you'll see her on our website at Rural Frenchel. Oh, I got my hair down. There we go. Let's see. Where was I again? Help.
We were going to talk about food. You were talking about me, and then you brought up Ducky.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll bring it up again if I think of it. In the meantime, I went on a 2.25 year study on dog food. And I mean, I dug deep. I've been a breeder a long time, bought lots of food over that time. And my dogs did not have issues, and they started having issues. They started getting allergies and things like that. And it really bothered me. And I knew it was about food, even though I was preparing my own food and giving some additional food as well. So I did kind of a mixture. We made our own food and then the other. And I want to tell you that you cannot beat what we're going to show you. And I would say try it. You have a 90-day money-back guarantee. The link is down below. 90 days. That's how sure I am that I'm going to just fix this thing, that you're going to use it, and that you're going to be happy. I mean, to have 90 days of food and be able to get your money back if you didn't like it and it didn't work for you, I think that's unheard of. And right now it's on sale as well, I believe. Forgive me for not knowing the exact amount, but we'll hook you up. Also, I can do a custom plan for you and your dog. So if you have different types of dogs, different ages, etc., I'm happy to do that for you. Arturo or myself will do that for you. So yeah, take it away, Turo.
Hi, everybody. So if you have seen or had the time to look at some of our previous live streams, I went over the toxicity dangers of traditional dog foods in the marketplace. And basically, in a nutshell, there is rendering plants that collect carcasses. It's a big business. And that lowest quality protein goes into traditional dog foods to lower the price. So that's what we're watching out for. That's the key. So what the food that we use and some of the most important things about it. So I'm going to show you a couple of things because I want you to, when I'm done, I want you to understand the key nutritional priorities you should have for your dog and or other animal, but we, obviously we focus on dogs. So now when you do a kibble, like I have a bag of kibble here, right? So when you do a kibble, it's dried, right? And it comes ready and clean for us to use. Now, dogs from the wild did not eat kibble, right? This is human prepared food. So the bottom line is, as good of a kibble as you can get, which this is top kibble, it's cooked at lower temperatures to retain the vitamins and minerals so they're not lost. But no matter what, and the proteins, it's no matter what, it's cooked and prepared and dried and stored in a bag, right? So that is already, we're slightly compromising as we get into the final delivery. So that's why you want, first of all, food that has no toxics in it, food that is whole as it can be with all of the different supplements that are needed. But then you want to additionally supplement because you can't deliver it all as fresh as possible just from the kibble or even a fresh frozen food or a fresh other food. Now, the move right now is to prepare raw food, right? So there's raw food also here. So let me show you what one of those looks like. And it's different. It's like a cube, right? So look at that. Whoops, where is it? There it is. So that's freeze-dried raw food. Now, in there is literally all of the ingredients, raw beef, raw vegetables, all pure, full of vitamins and minerals. Now, this form is freeze-dried. Now, you could do your own research on this, but freeze-dried is the best, most efficient way to secure all of the nutrients and minerals and proteins without degradation and without loss above air drying. Now, there's other brands out there that are talking about air drying being great. The truth is, if you do your research, freeze drying retains more of the original supplementation. So you have this. So this is the best you can do, is to get freeze dried raw, right? Plus, now, once again, that's freeze dried. It's prepared. It's packaged up. It's sent to you like this. And every time you open this package, the air gets in and things occur. So that's why.
And don't worry, the links are below. I want to say one thing, Turo, and maybe you'll speak to this.
Yeah.
But there's a proprietary superfood that is that is included in this food that is based on the genetics of canines from the wild. Really, really important. Not just from vets. And I want you to hear that, because veterinarians are not schooled in nutrition for dogs. They're just not. Not unless they've gone and done special education in that. There's only 150 nutritionists in the country for canines, and many are not certified. The food that we use, every single batch is tested. Every batch is tested, and that's incredible. In over 10 years, they've never had one recall, not one issue. They use single source protein, and it has this incredible mix of superfood. As I've shared before, it's remarkable for me as a breeder. I've the first 6 months, I was just stunned at the changes in my dogs, absolutely stunned. And if you have an old dog, there's a really wonderful product for old dogs. And if you have a dog that's hyper, oh my God, there's a wonderful one called Calms that is just off the hook, but I'm going to let him continue.
Okay. So you get so that's your core protein, kibble, and freeze-dried raw. Now for the supplements, the key areas of supplementation you want are the probiotics first. So this is your probiotic. Yeah. And this, now what's important about the probiotic, this is what this one looks like. It's a heart, right? And it's a treat. So you just give them a treat. What's important about the probiotic is that it get into the gut alive. That's the key. It has to get there alive or it doesn't work. So that's what happens with other less inferior probiotics. They get oxidized, they get exposed to air, they get moisture, and basically the populations live and die. So by the time it gets to your dog's gut, it's dead. It doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. So, yeah, she is so cute.
Oh, I figured you're talking about dog food. Yeah. I'm just going to let the puppy.
You can enjoy looking at dogs at the same
This is
time.
good socialization for the dogs. You can look at them on the website and learn more about them. But I thought it'd be fun for you to see the actual puppies at the same time. Yeah.
So the key about the probiotic is that you have a prebiotic, which is the food for the probiotic, and the enzymes, which are additional enzymes to help digest the food. So this is critical for gut health. So remember, toxics in dog food create inflammation in the gut. This creates positive flora and fauna that benefit your dog and keep that gut healthy. And it's delivered in this little treat that makes sure that it goes into your gut active and doesn't die beforehand. So
yeah, and that's all probiotics are not equal, folks, at all.
Yeah. I mean, we just had a customer call us and they were on another probiotic that a vet recommended. The dog had extreme gas.
Oh my God.
And they were like, what do we do about the gas? It just started. And we're like, well, okay, reviewed what they were doing. We said, switch to Gastro Pro Plus. The one we're using, gas was gone immediately. And obviously the gut was in greater health. Okay. Another one, really important
it's
one.
Not
this one is
now.
This one,
she was really great before.
Yeah, right.
Because she takes her dog to work.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to have everybody in the company being disturbed by it.
Okay. I like to geek out on this one a little bit because this is the salmon oil. And this is really, really important on top of the gas, the flora and fauna, but the salmon oil, this salmon oil that we have here is made from wild fished Alaskan salmon and pollock oil. It's harvested and processed within 10 hours of reaching the shore. They have a contract with a fishing company, and it is gold. It is beautiful. Now, here's the geeky part. If you've taken biology or any cellular biology, you will know that the cell membrane, the wall of your cells, and you're made of cells. That's pretty much what we are, a package of cells. The membrane is the wall. The wall is the critical feature of the cell to help it function, because it allows for things to go in and out that need to go in and out. The cell wall is made from the molecules that these oils produce, that are from the lipids, the fatty acids. It's called a lipid bilayer. So when you're giving your dog these oils, you're building their cells with the highest quality building materials. And that's the bottom line. Like, you want to do that. You will see. And with this stuff, you see the most immediate effect on the dog. Their coats shine because they have these beautiful oils in them, and their cells are doing good. Their eyes glow a little bit more. All the little area around the eyes, you'll see the improvement. So Wild Alaskan pollock and salmon oil is critical. You just do a squirt on the food every day. And then here's another one. Here's a fun one too. CBD Mega, CBDs, and the CBDs are all the rage right now. Everyone's talking about CBDs because they have an active ingredient called cannabinoids. And what cannabinoids do is they nourish the autoregulatory functions of your body. All those functions that you don't have to decide to do, your body just does them, right? So you're like your immune system functions, your neurological systems, your lymphatic system, all that stuff. They're like these little programs that are running in your body. They just do them on their own. Well, they need to eat, right? They need nutrition. The functions there are benefit from certain amino acids and biomolecules that keep them strong and working well. So when you give cannabinoids to your dog, it's nourishing those autoregulatory functions. It maintains a homeostasis of the body, and your dog basically glows in health. That's the bottom line. So that's number 3. And one more, which is really great. It's called Joint Support Plus. We mentioned this one already. And the key, the understanding of this is that you only get so much joint fluid. You don't reproduce joint fluid once you're fully grown. So it's sort of like the oil in the car. We have to replace our oil in the car if you're still using a combustion engine. But that fluid starts wearing down over use over time. It gets hit. The dogs are playing. They're playing hard. Boom, boom, boom. So you have to nourish that fluid to retain its resilience and viscosity, which is the properties of a good joint fluid. And what happens with older dogs is they start getting arthritis and they get in pain, and then they give them these supplements. But it's too late. So you want to keep that fluid strong because it's the only thing they have. So if you give your dog those 4 supplements plus clean food, you can feel 100% confident. You're doing the best for your dog. No questions. They're getting all the nutrition in satisfactory amounts, and they will live as long and healthy as they can as far as food is related. And there you go.
Well, that was pretty doggone good and pretty fast to cover all of that. Yeah. I gotta say.
Yeah, that was pretty quick.
I want to tell you that, again, the food that we use, we do make a little bit on it. You'll see the link below. We don't make much on it. You make it if you get high up in the company. I don't really do that. At this point, my big love is the guy I'm holding. And so at Royal Frenchies. But I want to say that I have never met a company that ever met me as a breeder with the things I needed. I even got an entire order once that was just wrong. The whole thing didn't work on our dogs at the beginning. And they completely sent out another order really fast for me because, of course, we were out of food. And it was remarkable. And a 90-day money-back guarantee it's amazing. And they don't tell you have to send it back and you don't have to get cleared for it and all that weird stuff. They tell you to donate it somewhere if that's the case. But I have to say, all our customers, our dogs do beautifully on it. Those that follow the routine that we give them, their dogs are doing so well. And this breed is astonishing. Royal Frenchials live 14 to 18 years. We want to make sure this is little Biggs. Biggs is on the website right now under available puppies. But isn't he adorable? God, he's so cute. He's just a big snuggle bun, this boy. He's like a big floppy snuggle bun. Look at this. Man. He just loves it. Of course, we give them a lot of love, and he's in the what do you call it? The Love Bucket program that we have. And so he gets a lot of attention. But
can I introduce Savannah?
Sure.
This is Savannah Love also. I was holding Benjamin Smiles for a while, but he just found his home yesterday. So he's now getting ready to go to a new home, and we have Savannah here. She's just a doll. I love her. She's really smart.
And a lot of people don't see, but maybe you can if you put her up to the screen, because a lot of people don't know she has these gorgeous eyelashes. It's so adorable. Hi, sweet. Oh, she saw me, so she's all into me now. Oh, my sweetheart. Yeah, that's all right. We can tell them about it. And if they come see you, or they can go to the website and see, okay? Yes, it is. That's my girl. Okay, folks. Well, we're at the end of the show. Thank you so much for coming. Write us anytime. Write in the thread even after the show or any other time. And please share it. We would really appreciate that. Share the show with others. And, let me know anything you want to cover. I hope today was valuable for you. Much love to you from Royal Frenchel Frenchies and Tail Wagging Love.
Bye-bye. Oh, next show is Monday. Tomorrow we won't be doing it. Monday at 12.
Right. And then next week I have, while you're getting ready to.
Oh gosh, I keep doing that. I'm so sorry.
That's not
Jesus.
Good. Yeah.
Whose tricks are? Oh God.
Say
hi to this person.
We love
we love you too. All right. Bye-bye.
Have a great afternoon, folks, or whatever time it is your place.